What if I told you religion isn't the problem? We are just in need of corrections. What if I told you we're just humans with imperfections? What if I told you right doesn't always mean truth, and just because I've spoken doesn't mean people have listened? I mean, if we're going to point fingers, why don't we point them at ourselves? Why do we count the reasons why we aren't good enough but fail to see the reasons why we are? Tell people we hate them just because they aren't our race, and if anyone stands up, we say, sit down, it's not your place. Not realizing hatred is like resenting a child for growing. See, the problem with hatred, it's been happening for generations. It's just identifications like a long list of variations. Like plastic surgery will make you more viewable, you're already beautiful. But it's funny how from Europe to America we were all transported, yet today families get deported. I'm not lying when I'm saying quit looking for perfection, because there's a problem if it only leads to a drug injection. I mean, in every moment of life, you know, perfection is not a contender. It's like saying someone's an abomination just because they like the same gender. See, this all gets buried, but everyone should be able to get married. Acting like a genius who got accepted into Yale, while in actuality, you always cheated so you wouldn't fail. See, in classrooms the students are the ones who failed, but the teachers are the ones who failed to teach, acting as if someone actually learned something at the end of their speech. See, I spent my whole life thinking a simple life was enough, but now that I dream of more, I see so much more than I did before. Because if peace is an eye for an eye, the whole world goes blind. Which means war doesn't show who's right or wrong, it only shows who's left on the front line. Because people call you attention seeker when you leave your arms bleeding. See, because when your heart stops beating, people say, oh, where were the signs? Her smiles were so misleading. You know, a moment of kindness could have saved that life, which is why I asked, when did the streets become a workplace and a living room? Now, let me clarify, this is how they get by, which is not a disgrace. But if you died today, would you be proud of what you've done? See, remember, no matter your religion, you should have respected everyone. But sometimes we don't realize we've hurt someone. Now back to the point. If someone's different or doesn't have your belief, doesn't mean they don't have a reason to breathe. Faith is not knowing, yet you still keep going. See, one is an idea and the other a theory. See, one is nor the resolution nor the other a confusion. See, religion isn't the problem, we are just the pollution. When you say retard, I say special. When you say fat, I say gorgeous. When you say nerd, I say your boss. And that's why so many people are lost and can't find their way. You have to know, no matter what you do or say, some people just aren't meant to stay. And it takes one look to tell someone that they're not alone, because no child should feel danger in their own home. You know, we are there for each other when it's rough. I guess that's why you call it love. And a matter of fact, I don't care what the color of the president is, just as long as he does what he promises. See, we live in a society where we become selfish, always basking in our wellness. But in Africa, when a child goes hungry, I can tell you his mother was no junkie. And I'm not saying this to get you bitter, I just want you to think a little bigger. And this is why religion is not the danger, we are just the cause of our behavior. So for the past, no, I hate it. I literally resent it. But for the future, it's clean, because right here, right now, there's hope in between. See, I believe we can change the world together, and this goes out to whomever.